What is going on, guys? Boy Gamers Goon here. Today we are going to do the Money in the Bank reactions. Yeah. I said if I got 3 or more wrong of the 6 announced matches that I was going to crack an egg on my head and do it above, or with my head. But the egg's going to be on my head for the rest of the review. So, that being said, man. Ugh. I gotta do this review quick, man. Woo! So at the pre-show match, might as well just use it to style my hair real quick. On the pre-show match, we had Jeff Hardy versus Cesaro. It's a real solid match on the pre-show. I think it's a match that could have been a whole lot better with the crowd. Obviously, a lot of matches are going to be much better with the crowd. But Jeff Hardy and Cesaro, real solid match. It went about 13 minutes. Cesaro here did not get the win. Instead, it was Jeff Hardy, as I predicted on Twitter. But unfortunately, this did not count to the whole egg thing that you can see that is on my head. But real solid match for Jeff Hardy. It's good to see Jeff Hardy back. It shows you that Cesaro is a guy that probably should get a whole lot more respect than what he gets, because, I mean, they just refuse to push Cesaro. And then Jeff Hardy, I think we all know that Jeff Hardy is going on to go on one last good run here in the WWE. At least it seems that they're starting to push that way. So it's going to be interesting with Jeff Hardy and company, but Jeff Hardy, Cesaro started the show off on the pre-show, at least, on a real solid note. So I did want to add some positives before we get to the negatives, because, I mean, there are some negatives about this show. Some big, big negatives. Next, we have the opener to the main card. It was the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, The New Day versus Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Miz and Morrison, let's go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. And then we got the Lucha House Party and then the Forgotten Sons. So in this match, actually, I thought for a moment they were going to get the titles to the Lucha House Party. This was a real solid match. A lot of false finishes. A lot of just real solid tag team wrestling. I thought at one point, basically, at every point in this match, there was a point where I thought one of these teams could win. The Lucha House Party, they started to go on a run. They got a deep 2 count. I was like, ooh, I thought for a second they're going to put it on the Lucha House Party. And same thing with the Forgotten Sons. Jackson Riker did get ejected from ringside. But at the end of the day, I told you, you got to go with the trusty old New Day. They do not lose. If you want to predict, the wise money is always going to be on the New Day. I'm just saying. But that went 12 minutes. Real solid starting match to start the main card from the New Day. Next, we had R-Truth versus MVP Montavious Porter. That ain't happened. That did not happen whatsoever. R-Truth came out. He said he wanted to show MVP had a ball. That didn't happen. As soon as he said that, we hear Bobby Lashley's music come down. I'm like, oh my God. Here we go. Bobby Lashley comes down. He replaces MVP. MVP is like, you know what? I'm going to have the night off. I'm going to let Bobby Lashley do my dirty work. And Bobby Lashley takes 1 minute and 40 seconds to beat R-Truth. And then R-Truth, after the fact, he said he's tired of feeling lonely. He wants to go back to his baby. He wants to go back to the 24/7 title. I don't care. I tweeted it out. Who cares about this match? And then there were some people that were like, the only thing that really mattered in this was the MVP and Bobby Lashley reuniting, because they did have a little program in TNA, but it wasn't good television. I ain't want to see no Bobby Lashley helping MVP in 2020. I didn't care. A lot of you probably didn't care. It just wasn't good stuff. I ain't like it. Next, we had the women's SmackDown title defense here from Bayley. I hate this. I hate this so much. Obviously, we know Bayley's the heel. You don't need a heel babyface dynamic. They try to make Tamina seem like a nice person. They try to make Tamina seem like the face here. They try to get you on Tamina's side and make Bayley seem as if she was just going to push around this massive threat here. It was, no. At the end of the day, they did the right thing. Horrible match between Bayley and Tamina. Tamina botched a few things. She botched the ending. It just wasn't very smooth. There was a lot of bumps in this match, and it just wasn't a good thing for anybody. The only good was the result. I mean, they got the winner right because you can't put the title on Tamina. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Tamina ain't it. But everything else, that wasn't it either. Very, very bad match. The only thing they got right was the what's it called? The outcome. Next, we had Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship. I told you, you're going to hear the rant. I don't want to give you this rant. It is 11:52 a.m. on a Monday morning, and I stayed up last night till about 7 a.m. playing GTA and watching a movie. So basically, I've only had 4 hours of sleep. Why did I only have 4 hours of sleep? Because, first off, I didn't want to do this last night. I didn't want to do this review last night because I was unfairly told on Twitter that I was being unfair because of my reaction to some of this stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a night. I'm going to take a little nap. A 4-hour nap, but I'm going to take a little nap. And at the end of this, I'm probably going to feel the same way, so I'm going to stay the same stuff. But I'm just going to be able to rest on it. Because there has been times where I can look back in the morning, and that was not one of these mornings where I could look back and say, you know what, that was actually good. Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. The creator and the black sheep. Bray Wyatt molded this monster in Braun Strowman. And this match was used to show that. It was used as a mind game from Bray Wyatt. It's used to get in the head of Braun Strowman, make Braun Strowman realize he was that black sheep for Bray Wyatt. He was the member of the Wyatt family. He did follow orders from Bray Wyatt. My question to you remains, Bray Wyatt, we think of him as this main eventer. We like Bray Wyatt. How is Bray Wyatt not buried when Bray Wyatt is failing mind games on somebody he knows better than anybody? His mind games worked on John Cena. Why is his mind games not working on a Braun Strowman? How does Bray Wyatt become successful? He uses the mind games. And that didn't work. So that kind of pushes down that part of his character. Not only does it do that, he lost to his creation. How bad does that make him look as a leader? Does anybody care about Bray Wyatt, really? But then, you got the people. And they're like, well, it was real solid. He's going to be the Fiend eventually. This isn't about the Fiend. It's never been about the Fiend. Bray Wyatt is the master manipulator. Bray Wyatt, Mr. Rogers Bray Wyatt, or the Fiend Bray Wyatt, he needs to manipulate his opponents. And his opponent, he knows better than anybody else in the world. How? How do you have that mistake happen? Bray Wyatt sat there. He got tricked by Braun Strowman of all people. The big idiot that came out on Twitter and came out on Instagram basically crapping over the entire indie industry that half the roster took. He's not a very bright individual. He does stupid things. He outsmart Bray Wyatt. What's the logic behind that? What is the logic? Why? Why? Why are we investing in Bray Wyatt or Braun Strowman? Why? Roman Reigns ain't gonna beat Braun Strowman and be some star. I'm telling you that right now. The only way he would be a star is if he beat Roman Reigns, or if he beat Bray Wyatt and went heel. Because Goldberg would have made him face. I guarantee it. I said it probably would have worked. Bray Wyatt ain't, or Braun Strowman is definitely not the guy. Bray Wyatt might not be the guy. But he's more of a guy for Roman Reigns to advance his career off of than whatever Braun Strowman is. Braun Strowman's not this heel where everybody's going to rejoice when he loses the title. He's not a babyface where he can have a big heel run. Braun Strowman's a tweener, and it's not the good kind either. Get the title off Braun Strowman. Do it fast. Doesn't need to be there. Very, very ridiculous match there between Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Next, we had a match I loved. Why? Because they had the right outcome, and it was a real solid match. Now, look at that, Vince! Look at that, huh? Was it that hard? You got Drew McIntyre, the WWE Champion, versus Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah. Now, Seth Rollins in this match, obviously, we all know what Seth Rollins can do inside of a ring. We've seen it millions of times again. It was a real good match. And everything about this match just has a bigger vibe to it because of how good Seth Rollins is as a character. Seth Rollins comes in, he basically is like, you know what? You need the leader. The WWE needs a leader. Bray or Drew McIntyre, it's not his spot to be the leader. It's my spot. I'm going to have to take it from Drew McIntyre. It's not that I want to, it's that I have to. And then he comes out there and he has a nearly 20-minute match with the WWE Champion. Just to take a Claymore at the end and be beat. Believe me, Seth Rollins will have another chance at this title. Seth Rollins, he will be the one to take the title off Drew McIntyre. Too soon. But Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins will happen again. Real good match between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre picks up the win. Correct decision because he's the new guy. He's the guy. He is the guy until at least SummerSlam. At least. And then depending on the crowd reaction he gets when crowds can actually come back to wrestling, he might be the guy longer. But Seth Rollins is the next in line. The work Seth Rollins has done is impeccable. He can do it in the ring, and he's done it on the mic, and he's done it as a character. He's next. I know we've seen a lot of Seth Rollins being champion in the past. His talent is undeniable. I don't care. Seth Rollins is your next WWE champion. Now let's get into the circus of the night, right? Woo! The thing that got this egg yolk all over me and halfway on my floor. You ready for this? I'm definitely not. By the way, it definitely messed up my headset that I use for gaming, so that's fun. Oh my god. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. I hated this Money in the Bank match. There's a lot of people that were sitting on Twitter praising this match, saying it was a real solid Money in the Bank. Can you ever go to a regular Money in the Bank after this one? I'm sorry. Has someone forgot just how epic a ladder match can be? Has it miraculously became this match where it wasn't fun to watch, a ladder match, if they actually had a ladder match, instead of doing whatever the crap they did? Last time I checked, the Escuelera de la Muerte match between the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers was really good. Last time I checked, the 6-way match for the North American title at TakeOver New Orleans was really good. Why would we want to do this again? Who wants to see whatever just happened again? Now, I'm going to break this down. I'm going to break it down hard for some of you, because some of you didn't see it this way, and I know it's because I wasn't able to release the reality of it or whatever. Suspend my belief. Why? First off, is Asuka on the second floor when everybody else is on the first floor? Everybody's supposed to start on the first floor. That's not even the bad part. If you're on the second floor, why aren't you going to the top? Then Asuka did another thing that pissed me off. Yes, Asuka gets on the elevator. She is the only person on an elevator. Only person. Nobody else is on an elevator. She was the smart one. She got on the elevator. She had a straight ticket to the top of the roof. Right? Why is Asuka? Everybody knew it's going to be on the roof, right? So you can't tell me she was searching for the briefcase or whatever. You can't tell me that. If you're on the elevator, I'm clicking the roof. I'm going to the roof. Everybody else, they're on the stairs. They're not beating you. You have a straight ticket to the Money in the Bank briefcase. And then Asuka goes to like floor 5 or something. I don't even know what floor it is. But she doesn't go to the roof. She goes to a random floor in the middle of Titan Tower. And you want to know the worst part? She got beat by the people on feet. The people that were running up the stairs. They beat her about 5 flights of stairs before she got on an elevator up there. And she, not to mention, it take them about 30 seconds to realize, you know what, we're not going to get an elevator. So let's run up. So they wasted about so you're telling me that elevator takes about 2.5 minutes to go up about 5 flights of stairs or whatever. And even if that's not the case, maybe it was 1, maybe it was 3, 4, I don't know. There is no reason the people running should have beat Asuka. She literally beat them like 30 seconds, had a 30-second advantage. She was in there, the thing was going up, while everybody else was still on the ground level, thinking of, oh wait, how are we going to get up there? Oh, let's get to the stairs. That was just the bad part of the women's one. Now, let me ask you another thing. Everybody knows Otis would drop the weight on to AJ Styles, right? Can somebody please, I don't care who it is, explain to me how AJ Styles has enough room to get out of the thing, right? And then, all of a sudden, AJ's stuck because he has to puff out his chest to make it look like he's stuck. And then on top of that, you want me to believe that AJ Styles, the man's in good shape. You're telling me he can't get that weight off of him? Now, it probably is a good 300-400 pounds, whatever. AJ Styles should have been easily able to get that off of him. Come on. And then, we're fighting, and we go into an office room. We go into the Money in the Bank conference room, because apparently pay-per-views have their own conference room. And you got the women fighting in there, and then you got Dana Brooke. After everybody's on the ground, she steps up on the table, and she grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase. What an idiot. They tell her at the beginning, you know what, the briefcase is on the roof. And this idiot grabs the briefcase that is on display. What an idiot. And then Stephanie McMahon comes parading in like she just happens to be there. They didn't make it subtle whatsoever. Stephanie McMahon comes parading in. Oh, well, that's not the Money in the Bank. That's actually the one that's just in the conference room that we do when we talk about Money in the Bank. And by the way, can you stop Nia Jax from drooling? What the heck am I watching? Ridiculous. Me and my dad had the same reaction. We both were looking at each other like, what is happening? And there's people that are like, oh, this is real good stuff. This is real good comedy. Yeah, it is comical. Because you know what the comedy I see in this? If I had my friends over and I want to try to get them into pro wrestling, right? And I show them that, they're going to look at me like, that kid watches that? What the heck is this kid doing with his life? That's the funny part. That's the comedy that you're getting out of this. You're embarrassing people. Because that's ridiculous. I don't know what you were doing with Money in the Bank. That was ridiculous. Oh my God. That's just another bad part at the Dana Brooke thing. And then we go and we fight our way into a parlor or something, right? Actually, it's not even a parlor, right? That's later down the line. We fight our way into the bathroom with Rey Mysterio. And we got, good old Bruce Pritchard, Brother Love, walking out. What's Bruce Pritchard got to say? I bet we all know. I love you. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, it was funny. But why is Bruce Pritchard dressed up as Brother Love in a bathroom on what is supposed to be a casual day at the office? Why? You expect me to think Bruce Pritchard walks around in that daily? He just randomly roams the headquarters and going around saying, I love you. What is happening? Why? Why, people? That wasn't good television. I don't care if you got a good chuckle out of it. Woo! Bruce Pritchard said, I love you. You people, I swear, you're just okay with mediocrity. You can't tell me that if you sat down and you called over a friend and you wanted to get them into wrestling, that at the end of the night, whatever you just showed them, you could be proud to say, you know what, I'm a wrestling fan. Because that embarrassed me. I was absolutely embarrassed by this. This Money in the Bank was the worst thing I've ever seen. And I'm not even joking with you. Horrible. And then it's because I'm not giving it a chance, because on Twitter, my profile picture is Cody Rhodes. He's AEW. For granted, like, you can't like both, right? I mean, it's not like I said the Boneyard match was great. It might have been match of the year. It's not like I said that the Bray Wyatt stuff with John Cena was great. It's not like I was one of the only people saying the Edge Randy Orton stuff was good. I can be a fan of both. And when something's bad, I'm going to voice my opinion about it. Absolutely ridiculous. And then what do? Well, let's run into Paul Heyman randomly eating in the middle of WWE headquarters, because you expect me to believe that Paul Heyman sits in the headquarters with a buffet in front of him every day. Yeah, like that's supposed to be logical. When Paul Heyman is supposed to be with his client Brock Lesnar, right? But he's not. He's sitting in front of a buffet, and obviously, what do we do with the buffet, right? We got everybody walking in. Everybody thinks about it. They're like, oh, well, what's Paul Heyman doing here? You know what? He has some food in front of him. You know what? We want to start a food fight, right? Woo! Here's a pancake. Here's a pie. Here's a this. Here's a that. Here's a why. Why? What is the point of doing a food fight in the middle of a WWE Money in the Bank match? Did everybody forget that at the end of the night, the one goal, it's not to have fun. Everybody's sitting here throwing food at each other, right? At no point did anybody think, let's start taking this serious. I want to be Mr. Money in the Bank. Have a chance of a lifetime to be a WWE championship down the line. Or champion down the line. But all of them just sit here throwing food at each other. Here's a pancake. Here's a biscuit. Here's this. Here's that. And nobody found an issue with having a food fight in the middle of a match for basically a guaranteed WWE championship run. Virtually. Nobody found that the slightest bit of concern. Nobody. And then what do we have? Yeah, we got another segment. We got Frank the Clown. Comes up dressed as Doink, hides behind a chair. Woo! What else do we got in this? It's literally, when I say the circus of the Money in the Bank match, this was a legitimate circus. And then you got them going into a parlor somewhere. What did they do in the parlor? I don't even remember who it was. And Aleister Black, man, I don't even remember. It was just ridiculous. Maybe it was Otis. Maybe it was AJ. I don't know. But we run into John Laurinaitis, and I gotta be honest. When I saw John Laurinaitis, I gave a pop because he got hit in the face with the pie after he said something. People power. But you expect me to think John Laurinaitis, of all people, is sitting on that little scooter just scooting around Titan Tower? Really? What is going on, man? It is literally a circus. It is literally a circus. And then with Daniel Bryan, and you got AJ Styles. And I swear when I say this, I was begging AJ Styles or Daniel Bryan to throw the other into Vince McMahon at this point, because I had it. They go into Vince McMahon's office, right? And Vince McMahon's looking at something. He doesn't have a computer there. Vince McMahon doesn't have anything. He literally has I don't even know if I have one. I don't. One of those little yellow notepads, right? He's taking notes. What's he taking notes on? He's not looking at anything. Is he writing the script? Because, believe me, if he's writing the script on that little piece of paper, I would believe it. Because, I mean, Vince McMahon is not the best at writing scripts, clearly. I don't know what he was writing on that dang piece of little notebook paper. You'd think he'd maybe, let me research some talent on a computer. This dude was literally just sitting in the corner, looking at a freaking note sheet, taking notes. I don't know what he was taking notes over. He wasn't watching anything. He wasn't doing anything. He was just taking notes. Let's see. AJ Styles broke into my office. Like, what is he doing? What is Vince McMahon doing? And then he turns around. No, you're not fighting in here. You're not fighting in here. No. AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan go back out, continue their fight on the outside. And Vince McMahon squirts some hand sanitizer on his hands, and he goes back to his business, right? Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Then we finally, thank God, finally, we get to the roof of the building. And we start to see people try to ascend the ladder, the corporate ladder, so they could be Miss or Mr. Money in the Bank, right? Right? So we got up there. We got Carmella up there. We got Asuka up there. We got Nia Jax up there. And you know who never even looked at the Money in the Bank briefcase on the roof? Shayna Baszler. What did Shayna Baszler say going into this? She had to win Money in the Bank. She had to win Money in the Bank because you're not going to want to see what she does without Money in the Bank. Shayna Baszler's main roster career is done. I know there's a lot of people that hate and refuse to say the word buried. It's buried. It's buried. You had your most legit woman lose to Becky Lynch. You had your most legit woman not even a factor in the Money in the Bank ending. Where was Shayna Baszler? Where was Shayna Baszler? That was Shayna Baszler's match to lose. She lost. I figured Asuka had a good chance at winning this. Asuka did win. I'm happy for Asuka. She's been a very solid person to lead this women's division during this whole empty crowd WWE. Asuka's deserved this. It's not against Asuka. It's just Shayna Baszler. It's over. What's next for Shayna Baszler? Because you expect me to get behind a Shayna Baszler run now? What's Shayna Baszler going to do? What's she going to do? Please, somebody let me know. Next, oh my. This one, I was begging them to let AJ Styles win, because at this point, I just did not want to do this egg crap, because I was fed up that this match sucked and people were thinking it was good, and then I was also fed up with just the entirety of the night, because I was just not in a good mood going into this show. We get to the top, right? And we got the Bryans, and we got the Corbins, and we got the Rays, and we got the Alistairs, we got the we got the AJs, right? We got Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black both got thrown off the top of Titan Tower. Allegedly. They didn't get thrown off Titan Tower. But they weren't coming back to the match. They got thrown off the top. At this point, I started to get nervous because because Otis was up there. And I was like, you know what? Vince is the kind of person that he's going to take this little fan reaction we had for Otis getting Mandy. He's going to put way too much investment in it. And Otis is going to win this thing. What happened? You have, at the top, you had AJ Styles and King Corbin, right? They're fighting for each other. They're fighting to be the one to be the next guy in line, right? Then we have Elias come out while they're fighting because AJ and Baron Corbin both have the briefcase. He hits the title, or he hits him with a his guitar, right? And Baron Corbin goes flying off. But Baron Corbin, as he's flying off, yanks it out of AJ's hands. It goes flying and conveniently lands in Otis's hands. So Otis is Mr. Money in the Bank. Vince does not care about Otis. I guarantee you that. He is not going to be a WWE World Champion. He is not going to be a Universal Champion. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. What is going to happen? Hopefully. And I don't even like this because I hate this too. I want this to happen because of Tucker. When at first I didn't even think about this. First he won it. I'm looking at my dad. What are they doing? Heavy Machinery is dead. Heavy Machinery is done. Tucker? Who's Tucker? Otis is going off on a solo run. Because that's what normally you do if you win Money in the Bank, right? Then and then my dad was like, you know what? Maybe what if they go for the money or the tag team titles, right? I started to think, I'm like, probably actually will happen. The only problem I have with them going for the tag team titles is one thing and one thing only. The tag team titles are the worst, the most ridiculous, most pointless, most just worthless thing in all of pro wrestling. I'm not even joking. The SmackDown tag team titles are the biggest joke. They don't mean anything. They do not mean anything. The same thing with the Raw ones. The Raw ones that are on the Viking Raiders. They don't mean anything. They do not mean anything. Tag team wrestling never will take a priority in WWE. That's unfortunate for Otis. That's unfortunate to Tucker. But I guarantee you, they're going to try to use this Money in the Bank, as a reason to invest into the tag team division. And hopefully it turns out well. I'm looking at it on bright side. Hopefully it turns out well. But Money in the Bank is used to propel a career. What better way to propel somebody's career than an AJ Styles here? What better way? AJ Styles is on the latter half of his career. He needs one more good run. What better way than to finally get Aleister Black in the main event scene with Money in the Bank? What better way than finally getting King Corbin where you wanted him? What better way than bringing Daniel Bryan back? Because Daniel Bryan can be done at any time. What if he gets another good run, right? Maybe Rey Mysterio gets one last good run. But you gave it to the guy that's not a solos guy, right? You gave it to the tag team guy, the tag team specialist in Otis. I have no issue with Otis. It just is a bad decision. It's a bad decision. I know a lot of people like it because it's Otis. What is Otis going to do with it? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Because at the end of the day, I'm telling you right now, he's not going to be the WWE champion. I don't care what anybody says. He's failing that cash in. He has to do that cash in. The only way he's winning a match for a title is if it's for the tag team title. And I don't see it happening. I don't see a scenario where that's going to be the best scenario. Don't see it. It was a waste of a Money in the Bank pay-per-view. It was a waste of a Money in the Bank match. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what more to say about this pay-per-view. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked the egg that's been on my head for about the last 30 minutes. I've got to clean up. And I guess I hope you liked my reactions to it. And hope I was better able to explain myself to the people that thought apparently all I'd want to do is find negatives, because I mean, something can't actually be bad because everything has to be good. Everything has to be positive, right? So I hope I was able to allow you to see a better picture of me, buddies. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna head on out. I'm gonna have to go get a shower. I'm gonna have to clean up the floor. I'm gonna have to clean up my headset. We gotta do all that stuff. Money in the Bank, man. What a joke. What a joke. It was unique. I'll give him that. All right, I'm out.